So hey guys, this is your own favorite inconsistent YouTuber. I know it's been a while since I have uploaded a video, so where to begin? Okay, first, in case you have problem with my accent, which you should by the way, since I'm faking it. Yeah, I showed my video to one of my friend and he told me that I sound like an Indian uncle who is just bragging about how his son got into Harvard. Not stereotyping, but that's true. So I'm trying to fix it. So with that out of the way, let's begin. So in this series we will talk about PewDiePie's eyes, since I can't think about of anything else to make video on. So in first part we will discuss about the history of PewDiePie's blue eye, and further in the second video we will talk about the future of PewDiePie's blue eyes, means whether it will be passed on to next generation or not. And in the third video we shall talk about the hidden truths of PewDiePie's blue eyes. So I have an assignment given to me by my teachers. I will complete it side by side. I hope you won't have a problem, and in case you have, you can't do anything about it. So sit back and relax, and for the second time, let's begin. So the history of PewDiePie's blue eyes began way back nearly 10,000 years ago. A child was born with a rare genetic mutation due to which his eyes were blue in color. This particular kid was the ancestor of all the blue-eyed people living on planet Earth today. Yes, you heard it right. If you have a blue eyes, no matter in which corner of the world you are living, you are genetically the brother of the king of the YouTube. So hence I work from Department of Cellular and Molecular Medicine at University of Copenhagen. I hope I am pronouncing it correct. Gives us a transcript that reads, all the blue-eyed people have one common ancestor that was born around 6,000 to 10,000 years ago. Blue eyes are caused by a genetic mutation, which if you are not familiar with, I will explain later on in the video. Every blue-eyed person has this exact mutation, which means that all the blue-eyed people are the brothers and sisters genetically. All blue-eyed people has this same genetic mutation at the same location on a gene. Okay, so let's understand what genetics and mutation are. So for a brief period of time, let's move from PewDiePie's blue eyes to GTA. Yes, so you know in GTA there are certain cheat codes for certain game effects. Like I still remember when I used to play GTA Vice City, there was a code Panzer for tank and code Big Bang that will make every car nearby you explode. These cheat codes are something which the entire genetics is. So if you cut human body into smallest fragment possible, you will come across cell. Going further down in the cell, you will come across nucleus, and inside nucleus you can see chromosomes, which are nothing but threads of DNA. So now you know the location of DNA. Let's understand what DNA is. Now you have known about the location of DNA. Now let's see what DNA is. DNA is nothing but the combination of nitrogenous bases, namely adenine, guanine, thymine and cytosine, which we will call in this video AGTC respectively. So these DNA are nothing but cheat codes. For someone like me, the code can be ATCGACTA, and for someone like PewDiePie, the code can be GATACT. But the problem is there are not only 10 or 20 codes, but there are 3 billion base pairs that codes for an entire human beings. So what's coding is, so a part of DNA is called gene. So there is specialized computer in human body which is transfer tRNA. Whether it is body's any feature, whether it is skin color or hair color or height even, all these things are regulated by these proteins only. So now you have understood what genetics is. Mutation is nothing but change in the base pair of these DNA. I think I have gone into too much detail, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So coming back to PewDiePie's blue eyes, we all are dependent on pigment or a protein called melanin for the color of our skin and eyes. For someone with very dark colored eyes or skin, his melanin content is very much high. So for someone belonging to the African region, their melanin production is very high, which give their skin dark complexion, so to protect the underlying organ from the sun's radiation. And similar cases for someone like me from Asian countries. We have brown skin, but since we are not that much exposed to the sun's radiation, our skin color tends to be in between. Now the most interesting thing is about European. That's pretty much from where PewDiePie is. they receive very slanting rays from sun, so there is very less intensity of sun, so they don't need very high melanin production. Now again move back to the GTA game story. Now I have told you earlier that there was a code Big Bang which will make all the nearby cars explode. Now suppose in that Big Bang code, if you put Big Bang instead, will that same thing happen? The answer is no, because the GTA's computer system is not able to recognize Big Bang. Similar case is for our genetics. So coming back to PewDiePie's stories, originally we all had brown eyes. Now that ancestor which I have talked about earlier, his parents migrated from Africa to the middle part of the earth to the upper part of the earth, namely Europe. So since there was no need of high melanin production there, a small and harmless mutation, which means shifting of base pair which read eye pigment melanin, occurred at OCA2 gene. Now OCA2 is nothing but the location of gene on chromosome, like your location where you live in London, in America, in New York, etc. Now when the tRNA came to read that code, it was not able to identify that code since it has a different base pair. So tRNA said, no, not sweetie today. So it didn't read that code, so the melanin was never produced, so their skin color and eye color become light. And actually, do you know PewDiePie's blue eyes aren't actually blue? Let's save it for the third part of the video. So scientists have studied the genes of blue-eyed people from America, Europe and some Asian countries, and they have came to a conclusion that there is genetic mutation at the same spot in all the blue-eyed people, which eventually proved the first part of the video correct, that all blue-eyed people are genetically brother of PewDiePie. So this mutation was passed on generation to generation, and eventually today the king of YouTube has blue eyes, and in near future more people will have blue eyes because that mutation is being passed on. However, one interesting thing is that the big gene was mutated but the other small genes weren't. So the other genes code for melanin in small amounts. That's why the individual or PewDiePie's ancestors were not completely albino, rather they have light skin color. So I hope I am able to explain why Felix Schellberg aka PewDiePie have blue eyes. I know this video is not really up to the mark, but if you liked my efforts, do hit the thumbs up button. It may seem unimportant to you, but it really means a lot. Also check out my second channel, which was initially first, but I got more success here, so it is technically my first channel. So I have 16 subscribers. I hope to complete 20 by the end of February, so please do subscribe. And now I have assignment to complete. Thanks for watching and see you in the part 2. Hey, do you know why Miss World's waves like these? If you don't, do comment down below because I didn't. Once again, thanks for watching.